And it's just, to me, baffling. I'm not saying Lamar can't win the game on his arm, but we know how the Ravens are. They are amazing when they can run it because it opens up everything else. And I just did not like the play. I didn't like the game plan that Todd Monken had for the Baltimore Ravens. I was not a fan of the game plan.
I'm pretty sure Lamar was kind of pissed about it. You kind of see it after every play. He's like, "What the fuck are we doing?"
Yeah, he was pissed. This is All About the Balls podcast with Mark Davis, Kriska Meinhardt, Luke Rule, Jake Winnikine, and Nick the Doc Skirkowitz. Week 3 of the NFL season is over, ladies and gentlemen, and it is time to overreact to all the fun storylines that it brought to us. And I'm Mark Davis, and I'm joined alongside two of the greatest men I know today, and that's Kriska Meinhardt on the bottom and Luke Rule on the top right. And this is All About the Balls podcast. So, Luke, I'll start with you. You were in Florida this weekend. You got to watch your college, the UCF Knights, put a big dick in Bill Belichick and the UNC Tar Heels. Now, unfortunately, your Ravens did lose Monday night. Besides all that, how was the weekend and how have you been, my friend?
Yeah, the weekend was great. I went to Florida for probably like five days-ish. I got to go to a concert down in Tampa, then drove up the next day to Orlando and saw UCF, put a beat down on UNC. So it was good. Good time. I mean, it's not how I expected the game to go, but we had great seats. Beers are flowing. So it was a great time.
Beers are flowing all weekend. Looked like the view was pretty good for the concert too, man. I was jealous I wasn't there.
Yeah, I had a great view for that as well.
Yeah, maybe me and Chris can join you and Wade next time.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, it was great.
You had a show for the show.
I had 3 hours of it.
Well, that's called the opening act, Chris.
Yeah.
Hey, that act
concert.
Yeah, that act stayed the whole time.
Well, that was and then there was an encore. That's how it goes. But Chris, your team went 1-1 this week. LSU beat the hell out of whoever they played. I couldn't even tell you who it was actually. And then the New Orleans Saints unfortunately went to Seattle, and they just did not look like they got off the bus. They got off the airplane. So besides all that, how was your weekend?
Yeah, Saturday was great. A lot of good college football. Sunday, 1:00 slot was very good. Don't know what happened the 4:00 slot after 20 minutes. And then Sunday night was pretty good. So, yeah.
Monday night was pretty good, too.
Monday night.
I know, Luke. I mean, it's not shot at the Ravens, but the game itself was a good game. It was very
No,
good.
It was a good game. Good game.
Yeah, that
wasn't
Monday
a
night
game this season. Maybe the best game this season, to be honest.
I don't know about that one. We had
Bills week 1.
Ravens, Bills, Cowboys, Giants, even Rams, Eagles was a fun one at the end, and then Ravens, Lions was pretty good. Ravens been in 2 of those though, so
yeah.
And then of course my boys. You see the flag, they suck. I was actually at physical therapy today, and I was just coming back from doing one of the workouts, and this lady, she's a Bengals fan, so I'm glad she told me after. She's like, "What happened to Atlanta this weekend?" I was like, "I mean, did you not fucking see the game? We sucked. I mean, it is what it is."
Browning this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, she's got an excuse. They're playing a JV fucking peewee quarterback, so it's not like we're playing our starters. So I mean, she can't. I can't give her too much shit. But then Texas, finally looked like a goddamn competent team against a scrub team. It took only 4 games for us to finally show some life out there. So we'll see how we do after our off week against Florida in a couple weeks. So liked what I saw this week. Finally, it was the first time I saw a full game from Texas that I was actually happy. Now we'll see if it carries over in 2 weeks. Now, I'm not going to overreact about it, but it is what it is. But guys, this is an overreaction episode, and we're going to dive into it. I mean, we have a lot of injuries this year. Mike Evans, 7th straight year, and hamstring injury. He's out for a few weeks. So, Chris, I know that affects you in our fantasy league. Wait, you have Mike Evans, right?
Yeah, Mike Evans in fantasy and dynasty.
Yep, I have Mike Evans in another league. CeeDee Lamb, that hits me in a couple leagues. He's out about, they said 3 to 4 weeks. I saw also 4 to 6 weeks. Tyler Booker obviously out too. So the Cowboys are beat up, but that's going to be a storyline we're going to talk about. So the interior and offensive line's taking a beating from them and their best wide receiver. Tyrone Tracy, he's out. Cam Scatterbo it's his time. Luke, that's your boy. Cam Scatterbo will be the starter going forward.
I think he should have been the starter anyways.
Oh, yeah. He looks like a bowling ball out there. He's just hammering through people. Deshaun Elliott and Joey Porter, they've been hurt. And then the big one, which I was hoping Jake was going to be in, Nick Bosa, torn ACL. I mean, he's out for the year. That's huge for the 49ers. That defense has been elite this year. It's been electric. And now you lose your best him and Fred Warner the best. So you still have Fred Warner, but you lose Nick Bosa. So Mikael Williams is going to have to step up as a rookie pass rusher from Georgia. So any of these guys that stand out that really hits anything hard for these teams?
I think Bosa for sure. CD Lamb for sure. I think we're talking Dallas a little bit later. But Pickens looked like he kind of stepped up a little bit. Ferguson looks like Dak's number one after CD went down.
I think Mike Evans is a big one at the moment unless Chris Godwin can get back, which I know
I think he's supposed to be back this week, possibly.
And I think that's what's going to make him come back. Now maybe he could take another week off just to be healthier. But now with Evans out, you have Ibuka, who shout out to him. He had a great catch on the sideline. I liked what Baker said to him. Said, "Hey, you got to fucking catch it with two hands. Can't make my passes look that bad." But I mean, he looks good, but he needs more than just like Ibuka. He needs Godwin. He needs Evans. He needs at least another receiver with the rookie, in my opinion.
Agreed. I think I'm not too high on Godwin. Godwin might come back this week, but how limited? Yeah. He's not coming back 100% off rip. But yeah, I mean, Baker's used to it. Baker's used to it.
I'm not expecting Godwin last year before the injury because he was on a record pace, it seemed like, to ball out for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't expect that, obviously.
And if you have Ibuka in your fantasy leagues, it's a good week to start them.
Yeah, and I've been told, Ibuka being drafted in the end of the fourth round was a steal, but, that person that did that hasn't played him all year. So I'm tired of getting shit on every week about us saying that he was drafted too high. If you think he's drafted right there, hey, fucking play him. How about that? That's what I want to say. I just want to do a little rant. Play him if you think he was worth there.
Hey, he would have been a good start every week so far.
Yeah. Well, too bad that guy didn't play him. He's now 2-1. He lost to me. So I'm glad I got my last laughter of the Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Ibuka train as I got to play him. So, guys, let's jump into it, though. We mentioned Tyrone Tracy. Let's talk New York Giants because it's the biggest story of the day. Jackson Dart announced as a starter going forward. I still don't think there was a perfect time to play him. I understand everyone said, play in week 5 against the Saints, but that's still in New Orleans. It's still in the Mercedes-Benz – I'm sorry, Little Caesar Superdome. Sorry, I used the former name. But Little Caesar Superdome is a tough place to play. So you play them now.
Caesars.
Oh,
Caesars. Don't disrespect – don't disrespect the Superdome like that.
Yeah.
Little Caesars.
Well, I'm thinking – Little Caesars is whatever. I'm sorry.
They call that fucking pizza place?
Pizza.
You're thinking pizza?
I was thinking a little pizza. Pizza does sound pretty good right now. But he's hosting a lot. We're going to talk the game tomorrow, but they lost 22-9, obviously, against the Chiefs. And Russell Wilson, that week 2 game was a fluke. So are the New York Giants, because they're overreacting, are they making the right decision, pulling the rug underneath Russell Wilson and going to Jackson Dart?
It's hard. I mean, you had 450-yard passing Russell Wilson last week. Then we're back to week 1 Russell Wilson. The game plan also seemed absolutely terrible. It was ram CTE boy into a wall and then throw a deep shot. That's it's pretty much.
Play calling was bad, but this is the first week that he can't blame the offensive line. The O-line was held up. The O-line was not a problem. So it maybe was play calling. I also think it was Russell Wilson. His throw, the throw in the corner of the end zone was terrible. He underthrew the guy. I mean, I don't know what more you want the receiver to do. He also wasn't targeting Neighbors and fucking Rondell Robinson most of the game. So you have your 2 top receivers and you're throwing to Darius Slayton and you're throwing to the running back, checking down. Like, you're not even using your top 2 receivers. And I don't like it. I think it's a Russell problem. I think the Giants are making the right decision. I don't want them to go back to Russell because I still think Dayball's career, his future, hinges on Jackson Dart, and now you're going to have Cam Scatterbo. So you're going to have both exciting rookies playing together, and I think it's the right decision to play him now.
Yeah, I think he had to start Dart this week because it was getting pretty loud. I mean, once your stadium is booing the quarterback running out and cheering the backup coming in, it's time to make a change. And I think that series at the end of the game where he threw 3 non-catchable balls and ran a scramble for 2 yards, I think that really did it in.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad. I mean, and Russell, like Chris said, he hit 450 yards week 2. But we just saw Caleb Williams fucking light up the Cowboys too, and we shit on Caleb Williams. So was that Russell Wilson being prime Russell, or was that just he played a very bad defense and now he's playing against a better defense at Kansas City and they did the job. And now playing the Chargers, we'll talk about next episode, but it's gonna be tough. So hopefully the game plan's better, Chris, like you mentioned. Hopefully the play calling is better for the rookie. How much do they give him? How much control do they give the rookie and start number 1?
So, yeah, I mean Dart definitely has a hard hard matchup this week. So
he's got a hard road if he continues to be the starter. I get you. New Orleans is New Orleans, but then you have to play Philly. You got to play Denver. You got to play Philly again. You have tough matchups coming down the road. So I do think, though, Dayball made the right decision. I think it's not an overreaction from the head coach. I think it is the perfect reaction. You have to now give the rookie a chance, and I don't think you can go back to Russell either. It's too early in the season. You have to let Jackson Dart just play the whole season.
Yeah, they could be like offloading Russ at some point, either trading him or cutting him.
Turn to the Bengals.
Yeah. I'm surprised the Bengals haven't made a move for any of the quarterbacks. They could have had Jameis. They could have Russ. They could have Kirk if they want to. So, I mean.
Well, I think Russell would be the ideal piece because of the contract. I don't think James goes anywhere because he's on a couple years. I think he'd be a better backup for Jackson Dart than having Russell there if Russell became available for like a team like the Bengals and whatnot, which I think the Bengals are the only team that I think really need a quarterback at the moment, obviously, because of the injury of Joe Burrow.
Yeah, they're cooked.
Well, let's talk about a game that was cooking in the second half, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champions. And Luke, you said it. They're the best team in the NFC until someone knocks them off. And I said the Los Angeles Rams were the best team, and it appeared that the Los Angeles Rams were the best NFC team, and not so fast. The Philadelphia Eagles were down 26-7, scored 27 unanswered points. Was this more about Jalen Hurts showing he could pass the ball when it matters, when the run game's not there, and make a comeback? Or was it about the Los Angeles Rams literally just choking this game away?
I think it's a little bit of both. Yeah, I mean, that game was pretty I thought the Rams were going to put that game away, but they got way too conservative at the end and kind of let up. And the Eagles played conservative the first half, and they had to play from behind. And I mean, Jalen Hurts, when he has to throw the ball, he can throw it pretty well. It just a lot of times he doesn't have to with Saquon in the backfield.
And we saw too, Chris, when Jalen Hurts started to throw the ball in the second half, Barkley was getting better runs. Now his performance overall was not that good this game, and I think that's what the OC needs to do. I think that he needs to start throwing the ball a little bit more, and that it will open up Saquon Barkley. You can also get Saquon Barkley involved in the passing game. He can catch. But I really think this was about the Rams choking. Like Luke said, you went conservative. I don't think Stafford has best game. I think really Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams are the only two good pieces on offense this week. But then you have your special teams allowed 2 block field goals on their last 2 drives of the game in the fourth quarter. So, and one was to win the game, and one was to make it literally an 8-point game, which the Eagles didn't get the 2-point conversion when they scored. So that would have been very, very big. You could have iced the clock. You could have burned the clock down. So I think the Los Angeles Rams literally gagged this way. But hey, the Eagles won. Shout to Hurts. They are the best team in the NFC. That answers our question last week when we talked about this. Until someone beats them, they are the best NFC team.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles defense definitely showed up when they needed to. They held the Rams to, 6 attempted field goals. One of them, 2 of them blocked. So, I mean, big issue there for why the Rams couldn't find the end zone. I think Matthew Stafford showed that he's still a great quarterback. The offense, the running back room. For the Eagles, it looked rough in the beginning. Saquon Barkley had a terrible day, 46 yards on 18 carries. And I honestly think the Rams defense gave too much cushion. I think they did
prevent.
Yeah, they were playing too soft coverage. They were trying to milk the game away, and the prevent always turns into a negative.
That seems to be that way. And you mentioned Saquon. He hasn't had a good season, Chris, and you were on to it when we were talking about drafting him in fantasy. Maybe he has those curses. Maybe all those 4 red flags that you mentioned, maybe it's a real thing. Because, he has not looked that special. Dallas was his best game. Against the Chiefs, against the Rams, not so good. Jalen Hurts, honestly, Jalen Hurts is carrying the team. He's doing it with his legs. In this past game, he did it with his arm. So it's been the Jalen Hurts show. And the tush push, yes, it had controversy on one of the tush pushes where they're still moving a little early. But this game, they didn't need a tush push. The tush push was not relevant for why they won this game this week.
Yeah, the tush push is not reffed fairly across the league. Bullshit.
Well, it's reffed fairly for everyone else, like consistent, but not the Eagles.
Not the Eagles. Don't know why.
The Saints have been called for 2 false starts on tush pushes the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. The passing, it was like -16 going into halftime. Like I think Hurts having a terrible year also. And I know Hurts came out and said after last week he doesn't care about passing stats as long as they win games. And I mean, they're winning games. So, but I think the Rams definitely choked this. I mean, it was 26-7 early in the third quarter.
Yeah, after the Eagles scored or the Rams scored early in the third quarter, made it 26-7, and like I said, 27 unanswered points. Now the last 6 obviously on a blocked field goal where it didn't matter because the time expired. So, but still, it's still 26 unanswered points. I think Hurts the first 2 games they didn't really ask him to do anything, but he still was the main guy running. So yeah, I mean this was the Hurts' best breakout game of the year passing. So the Rams though, this is a big loss. Like, this could be a playoff spot. This could be. Literally, this could have been home field. We don't know what's going to happen at the end of the year, but this could have been home field. This could be 2 seed, 3 seed. It could make the Eagles be somewhere else rather than going through Philly. So it is unfortunate that they lost on their end. Let's move to the AFC West, and what a game this was, and what a game that we got fooled once again by the Denver Broncos. The Broncos were up 20-10 at one point, and then the Los Angeles Chargers scored 13 unanswered points to win the game. I called it on a Dicker the Kicker walk-off field goal, and I'm sorry, it was 2013, not 2010, but they were still 2013, and then the defense last 5 minutes gave up a touchdown and then a field goal. So, guys, are the Los Angeles Chargers, are they just proving that the AFC West is going through Los Angeles? It's not going through Kansas City, and it's damn sure not going through Denver.
Yeah, I mean, the Chargers they've been doing what they have to do every game. Like they have the offensive lineman out. Khalil Mack was out for this game. They lost their I don't know if you want the 1A running back or 1B, whatever you want to call Najee. And they still found a way to win this game.
Hampton, a breakout game. Chris, I know you love to see that. Hampton.
I mean, I would say it's a breakout game because he had to play most of the game.
Well, and I think they actually I think they actually finally gave him opportunities. They gave him touches. They got involved in the passing game. He has many targets as Ladd McConkey, which, by the way, Ladd McConkey he's the third receiver. It's Quentin Johnson and it's Keenan Allen. Shout out to old man Keenan and shout out to no dropping now. Quentin Johnson, the hands are there for him. So Ladd McConkey is the third receiver, and if he's the third receiver, that just shows how loaded this wide receiver room is.
That Keenan Allen touchdown that Herbert threw that was nasty.
That whole play was nasty. Herbert escaped the sack, and he threw a crazy pass. And Chris, I know you've been a Herbert fan, and I have not been a clutch Herbert fan. I thought he's had the potential, and I've been saying every week he is winning me over with the clutchness. Against the Chiefs, that was clutch. Against the Raiders, it didn't have to do anything special. But against the Broncos, being down 17-13 in the fourth quarter, scoring 10 unanswered points on that defense, that's special. That throw, like you said, that was a crazy throw, sidearm to Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen, crazy catch. Yeah, the AFC West, it's not longer the Chiefs. I don't care that they've won the last 9 years. This AFC West belongs to the Chargers at the moment. And the road's going to go through Los Angeles for that division.
Yeah, I mean, Chargers grinded out a tough win. I mean, -2 in turnover differential. I think everybody thought this was going to be a run-first offense with Jim back there. But, I mean, I think this is Justin Herbert's team. He's showing that he's a great quarterback, maybe not clutch, like we say.
He's been clutch this year. I'll give him that.
He's been clutch this year. Big thing with Najee going out. It looked terrible for him. Hampton came in, did what he had to do. I think he didn't have any, what you would call, wow plays. But, I mean, he produced 19 carries, 70 yards, touchdown, 5 receptions, 59 yards. So, I mean, he definitely produced. And then, like you hit it on the pass catchers, I mean, Johnson's leading the team right now behind Keenan Allen. And Ladd McConkey sitting there. Watching the game, it's hard to tell that if Quentin is actually the number one or if they're giving him easier routes to run, like check down routes. Because
I think Quentin has good matchups because they have to focus on Ladd and how shifty he is and how he can create space. And then Keenan Allen's Keenan Allen. He's Mr. Reliable, and he's had a touchdown every game. So I think Quentin Johnson just benefits because he has those two guys around him. I'm not saying he's a bum or anything, but he does have a good beneficial factor with that. He gets the benefit off those two. And, hey, man, you got to create the opportunities, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, Allen and McConkey are definitely both proficient route runners. So I think, like you hit it, I think Quentin is benefiting off of them. So, I mean, I don't think he might be number one in targets and receptions, but I think it's because of McConkey and Allen.
he's their guy that can take the top off the defense too. Like he can just burn people right down and catch a 50-50 ball. Now they probably can catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then big shout out to their rookie tight end stepping up with Disley out. 5 catches, 46 yards. I know that's nothing crazy, but former wide receiver in college. Put it on the little radar.
I feel like the Chargers tight ends, like the last 5-6 years, it's just a different guy every other week. I can never tell who the tight end's going to be in Los Angeles. And you know what I'm sick and tired of, though, is the Denver Broncos, because how high at least I was on them. I said Bo's back. I'm Bo leaving again. They look special. They had 17 unanswered points. And then what the fuck happened? It's just play calling's terrible. Bo Nick's decision making's terrible. You have J.K. Dobbins, who's running the ball really well, but it's just bonehead decisions in the fourth quarter. And the offense can't give the defense a break. I know the defense needs to be special, but you have to bail out your great defense once in a while. And this Denver Broncos offense gets flat and they get very stale in the crunch time in these games. And it's showing. It's showing how it is right now.
No, I mean, Bo Nix, he's struggling. I mean, nobody can say he's not struggling. He missed, 2 deep passes to Marvin Mims. One of them could have easily been a touchdown. Missed a late game for Cortland Sutton down the sideline that could have been a walk-off there. Cortland Sutton was their leading receiver with 6 catches. And the next up was Harvey with 2. So, the pass catching is struggling. Evan Ingram was out also. I think that might have impacted. Sean Payton loves his tight ends. But I think this game took over J.K. Dobbins taking over that number 1 slot from R.J. Harvey. 11 carries, 83 yards, touchdown.
I think it was like a 1A, 1. I think it was a 1A, 1B thing, like how Luke mentioned with Harris and Hampton.
Harvey had 2 carries.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the. Yeah, I don't know what
they're using him as the third down back right now. The pass catching, because J.K. is not really a big pass catching running back.
Yeah, well. The Broncos got figured out. Like what we said, the offense has got to figure out. They can't rely on the defense like they did last year. This is year 2. I understand sophomore slumps happen, but you're missing open throws. You're panicking. You're getting flustered, and you're just not doing. And we're going to talk these young quarterbacks soon, but he's part of the guys we're going to talk about. He needs to get it together.
Yep.
Guys, let's talk. Who you guys call my closet team, and it's Joshy Poo, and it's the Buffalo Bills. Through the first 3 weeks, everyone's saying that the NFL, they need to be on alert that the Buffalo Bills, this is their year. They have the number 1 offense in yards. They have the top 4 in scoring. They're top 9 in yards on defense. Now, I know the game against the Dolphins was close. I believe Matt Milano and Oliver not being there kind of impacted the defensive game a little bit. But, yeah, the offense had some stalling moments. But like you said, Luke, on the Discord, you can't give that offense too many chances. That's what the Dolphins did. Are the Buffalo Bills just the best team in the NFL? Let's just ask the question. And let's figure out through 3 weeks, are they the best team in the NFL?
I think the defense definitely have questions about. Offense, Josh Allen still looking like a phenomenal quarterback. James Cook, once again, looks like he's going to be a problem. He looked like a madman running. Pass catchers, honestly, couldn't even tell you who's their number 1. Josh Allen's literally just giving love to everybody that's open.
Shout to Kincaid. They're actually using them.
Yeah, look, every championship team has a down game where they look back and damn, we struggled that game. And maybe this was the game for the Bills going against the Dolphins, because this game was close all game until Tua became Tua and fucking threw an interception late in the game. So, this game was close.
Yeah, Miami had opportunities to win this game. Bills got lucky to sneak away with this one, but with that offense, the Miami Dolphins just gave them that offense way too many opportunities for Josh Allen to get back going. Because I think the Bills had quite a few 3 and outs. Miami's Dolphins played well. The score doesn't reflect that, but 7 points a quarter up until the fourth quarter. It's not terrible for one of the best offenses in the NFL.
Yeah, and you have to put the nail in the coffin against these teams, against the Baltimore Ravens, against the Detroit Lions, against the Buffalo Bills, the Philadelphia Eagles. You have to be able to capitalize on the moments. You can't let these offenses get too many breaks. You have to be disciplined, which was Mike McDaniel's biggest thing coming out of half was you got to be disciplined, and they were not. Roughing the punter, all these penalties. It just was not. It was not. for them, wasn't their script to win the game. And I know Josh Allen's stats aren't MVP stats this year. He's only got 5 touchdowns, but no interceptions. He's not putting the ball in harm's way. They're running a very simplified offense. James Cook is one of the best running backs in football this year. The defense is looking decent. I know the Ravens game was high scoring, but we expect that with the Ravens. Dolphins, I felt like they handled them pretty well. But yes, the Dolphins had chances to win. I think through 3 weeks they're the best team, but I don't think like they're miles ahead. I think they're just ahead of the Chargers, just ahead of the Eagles, but they're just barely ahead. So I would say yes, but not by a lot. Not by a lot at all.
Yeah, I would agree with you. There's not one team that shouts out to me that they're going to the Super Bowl. I think it's still wide open. I mean, me and Paige were watching the game last night, and she was like, "Who's your Super Bowl picks now?" And I was like, "Fuck, I don't know."
Well, half of my Super Bowl picks, I'm still. I had Rams at Bills. I'm confident still, and they can both make it. I'm more confident in Buffalo making it than I am the Rams making it, because it just feels like the Rams are. I don't know. Just what I saw is they just, if they're going to do that against Philly, because they're probably going to play Philly again in the playoffs. If they do that, Philly's got that mental edge on them right now. They've beaten them pretty much like a lot of times in a row the last like decade, just in general, even without Stafford. So the Eagles kind of own the Rams lately. Well, let's talk about the Miami Dolphins real quick. I know we mentioned that they played good, but guys, I just want to know, how hot is that hot seat for Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer? That's the GM and the head coach for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I think they should all go. I mean, Chris Greer's been there for what? I think they said like 30 years or some shit like that. So it's definitely time for them both to go. It's time to blow this whole thing up. They got a mess with like their roster. They have a shitload of running backs, but A-Chain's the only one really able to do anything. Tyreek Hill, I mean, he's got his off the field issues, and the defense just Swiss cheese. I get it. They played good well against the Bills, but still, I mean, the undisciplined team, all the penalties they have. I mean, it's time just to blow this up. Like they used to do tank for Tua. I think it's tank for one of these quarterbacks coming up in this next draft.
And Chris Greer's been there.
Tua's done.
Chris Greer's been there 30 years, but he's been the GM since 2016. He's just moved up the ladders. But yeah, I mean, you know how I feel about him. He's a doofus. He's a clown. He's a moron. He's funny. He's really funny to some people, not me. But it's funny when he's going to be the first coach fired. And if they lose to the New York Jets, I will say this: if he loses to the Jets this week on Monday night, I expect Tuesday to be a firing of at least the head coach.
He's not. It's not funny when he's losing.
I'm pulling for the Jets this week.
He's not funny when he's losing.
He's not very funny.
I'm pulling for the Jets. I want the Jets to fly high this Monday night in South Beach. I really do.
What a game!
Yeah. My eyes are on it because I want to see the Jets win, and I might not pick them, but I'm damn sure rooting for them. I want them to win this game. Guys, let's talk about a team that I know I had as a top 5 draft pick this year, and I know many of you guys didn't believe in this team. Is it time to start believing in the 3-0 Indianapolis Colts?
I definitely think it is. I mean, 1 punt over 3 games, no turnovers from Danny Dimes. I mean, this team's balling. JT, their running game looks good.
Leading rusher in the NFL.
So, I mean, the defense looks solid. I mean, I can't name too many players on the defense, but they're playing as a unit. So, I mean, I give it to them. Like, this is probably the most impressive team that I've seen so far from what their expectations were.
Because good teams beat bad teams by a lot. Now, they beat the hell out of the Dolphins 0-3. They beat the hell out of the Tennessee Titans 0-3. Now they beat the Denver Broncos, close game. I still think we all respect the Broncos a little bit. So it's an impressive win. Even though it was at home, impressive win. I was wrong. I'm not going to say they're going to go win the Super Bowl, but hey, this is a 10 to 12 win team. Yeah, I believe so. The AFC South's not the strongest. Texans, I was wrong about. The Titans are the Titans because of the rookie. Trevor Lawrence doesn't look that good with the Jaguars at the moment. Yeah, I think the Colts are for real. And you could have the MVP at Daniel Jones right now through 3 weeks, the offensive player with Jonathan Taylor, and I really believe Shane Steichen is the coach of the year at the moment. I mean, to do what he's doing, I believed he was a good coach coming into Indianapolis, but, I was kind of rubbed off the wrong way. Maybe that was just Anthony Richardson. Maybe AR is just not the guy, and no one can coach him. We'll see later on in his career, but I think this is a good team. I think that, like you said, they're clicking on all cylinders. They're playing as a unit, all 3 phases of the ball, and coaching.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is giving me like Josh Allen vibes. He's not doing anything that is crazy, but he's finding the open man quickly and passing it. I mean, he didn't have a fantastic game, but they're crushing teams. JT's balling on the ground game. Tyler Warren saw some action, 3 catches, but was a fullback for JT's long, 45-yard touchdown?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was good to see him out there. And Pittman's ball.
Yeah, Pittman's getting involved. I mean, Alec Pierce is having a good game. Josh Downs is playing pretty productive for his role. But if you tell me your quarterback's 18 of 25 for 228 and a touchdown, okay, maybe 2 touchdowns. But like Luke said, I kind of starting to agree with Luke. If your quarterback can throw 25 to 32 times, I think that's a perfect number. Like, that's an ideal number. You know, you don't have to force 40 times. 25, that was a perfect number. And JT's getting 17 carries. Finally got in the end zone as a runner. So, yeah, I think Daniel Jones is playing like a Josh Allen at the moment. He's moving when he needs to move, and he's throwing when he needs to throw, and he's finding the open man, not putting the ball in harm's way.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that, like, Daniel Jones didn't have weapons in New York, but I mean, these guys are getting open for him quickly.
I think the weapons are a little better in Indianapolis, but I also think coaching is just better. I think Shane Steichen is a better coach than Brian Daboll. I know Daboll took him to the playoffs and won a playoff game, but I do like Shane Steichen. And hey, it's just he needed new scenery, and that we've seen that Sam Darnold needed one, Geno Smith needed one. It's just that's the way it is, and maybe it's Daniel Jones' time to take over, and he's the new quarterback going future long term for the Indianapolis Colts.
Big shout out to female ownership. 3
daughters took over Jim Irsay's obviously spot. Unfortunately, he passed away. They're coming in. Maybe they're bringing new life in for the Colts. Maybe also they're playing for Jim as well.
Maybe more owners should be on the sideline with a headset on.
Hey, they're taking it seriously. They're not just being nepo babies. They're out there working. So
yeah, I mean,
give it to them.
Good for the Irsay daughters and hopefully this time. I like to see the Colts be good. My mom's favorite team is the Colts, so it'd be cool to see the Colts do good. I've liked them when they had Peyton Manning, obviously, and Andrew Luck obviously did them wrong, but they had 2 good quarterbacks in back-to-back generations, truly generational players. Not like we've been hearing in the last couple of years of certain players. But those are true.
Marvin Harrison generational.
No, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck. You can't have a generational player every single year. That's over that, but. Let's go Monday Night Football, Luke. I know it's a soft topic for us, sore topic for you. But hey, what a hell of a game it was, and I know it was a close game. And the Detroit Lions, I still think they're not dead. They're here. They're not back. They were never gone. They just had a bad game. A lot of emotions were high week 1 in Green Bay. They had Micah Parsons coming in. A lot of juices were going. I think if the Lions played the Packers again right now, I think the Lions win. Maybe they lose in Green Bay. Maybe it's a closer game. I think neutral site, the Detroit Lions are better than the Green Bay Packers. I don't think the Detroit Lions are dead. I think they're here. And I want to start with the Detroit Lions, though. Are they still one of the cream of the crops in the NFC?
Yeah. I mean, they proved it in back-to-back weeks that they can go beat. I mean, I think we all kind of like last week was like a fluke game. Dan Campbell just wanted to put it on the Bears and Ben Johnson. But he goes against the Ravens, and he's put it on us pretty good too. This is one of the first games in a long time that I remember the Ravens actually being beaten instead of beating ourselves. I think the Lions beat us on offense and defense in this game.
Hey, what, 7 sacks?
Not us fucking it up. Yeah, 7 sacks.
Well, I mean, the big thing was that they were actually spying Lamar Jackson, which I see few teams do. I don't know why.
Lamar Jackson still had a good game. Yeah, 21 for 27, 3 touchdowns. I mean,
I'm not saying he had a bad game. I'm just saying that I think effectively they spied Lamar and stopped him from doing what he's good at.
Well, yeah, he gets spied a lot. It's just like they were able to hold up in coverage and get to him a lot quicker than most teams are able to do. Like a lot of times when you rush Lamar and you get him moving around, the coverage will break down. But they were able to keep it up for most of the game, as it seemed.
And to go 98 yards in 10.5 minutes and to go 96 yards in the fourth quarter on drives that result in touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's special. I mean, that's good. That's good coaching. That's good playing. That's good offenses. And I mean, the thing about the Ravens and Luke, I know you hate to hear it. I know Doc said it before. I believe Art Monken was a big part why you lost this game again, because you ran the ball only 38% of the fucking time. And it wasn't like this game was out of hand. So you could have ran the ball. I know Henry had a fumble, and I understand that. But throughout the whole game, you're throwing the ball 62% of the time, and you're trying to outduel this team when you can just run the ball. You can control the clock. You can get your defense off the field and let them rest. And it's just, to me, baffling. I'm not saying Lamar can't win the game on his arm, but we know how the Ravens are. They are amazing when they can run it because it opens up everything else. And I just did not like the play. I didn't like the game plan that Todd Monken had for the Baltimore Ravens. I was not a fan of the game plan.
I'm pretty sure Lamar was kind of pissed about it. You kind of see it after every play. He's like, "What the fuck are we doing?"
Yeah, he was pissed.
I said some of the play calling, but so. But I think the real issue is our defense in this game. Like, we just could not get the Lions off the field. Like, it just like we get them down a third down or third and longs, and Goff will hit the tight end Laporta for a big first down, and it just kept happening. And it's just our defense is an issue right now.
It is. It was an issue last year early on, and you guys figure, I know you're missing Kyle Van Noy and you're missing your big D tackle and Jair Alexander, which, I mean, I don't know if that's a big loss because he got burnt week 1, but I think
he's hurt week 1. He played, but 3 starters on defense missing. It's going to affect the game, especially when your top 2 D linemen are out.
Yeah. But I mean, the Lions play bully ball. They play like they did against the Bears. Obviously, they didn't score 52 points, but they played similar against the Bears. They had trick plays. Some of those plays, obviously, looks like they're bringing back the old school Ben Johnson playbook a little bit. Now, Johnny Morton out there is learning how to play with Jared Goff and St. Brown and Gibbs and Montgomery and all the boys, Jano, and all of them out there. So, and I don't know. I think the Lions are here. I think their Super Bowl window is still alive. I don't think it ever closed. I know a couple people on the show weren't a big fan of the Detroit Lions coming in this season, but I think this is more about the Lions playing good. I think the Ravens will be fine. Now, big game next week. Can't wait to talk about that tomorrow night. But thank
God the AFC North has dropped off a little bit, so I think we should be okay.
Yeah, the Steelers and Bengals being a 2-1 and leading the division. I don't know how long that's going to last for. I don't want the Bengals definitely. I think it's going to come down to Pittsburgh and Baltimore. I think Baltimore wins it, but Pittsburgh, I think, is your biggest competition, if you're going to call them that.
Yeah,
but
not too worried about it.
No, I wouldn't be worried neither. This is Monday night. I mean, Lamar lost his 3rd game against the NFC. He's 24-3. I mean, it's just unfortunate that the run game, Montgomery had a great game. I mean,
151 yards, 2 touchdowns.
12 carries, man. Like, it's crazy. I mean, and Gibbs was involved in the passing game, St. Brown. I mean, it's just hard. When they're clicking, it's hard to stop the Lions.
Yeah. Hopefully this game is a wake-up call for our defense, because that is embarrassing.
Well, I mean, coming forward, you guys have the Chiefs and the Texans and the Rams.
I think we can handle the Chiefs. I think our defense can handle Mahomes a little bit, and their defense doesn't look that great this year. So.
You can handle the Texans too, I think.
Definitely.
I hope so.
And then they have the Rams come in and the Bears come in. So we'll see.
The Rams will be a tough game.
But speaking of tough,
will be good.
That will be loud on Discord. I can't wait for that one.
Or Doc to be napping during it.
Well, I mean, that's to be fair. Doc talks early, you talk late. So you guys are never going to cross paths that game.
Probably.
unless you break your trend and you talk off the jump. And
we'll see how that game's a few weeks away. We'll see how it ends up going.
The trend's got to cross paths on that week. But we're talking tough, right? And how tough is it being an NFL kicker? Last year, they're about 85% made field goals average and about 94% around extra points. This year, before last night's game, they were about 83%. It's 2% down, and it's only 3 weeks through the season. Do we have an NFL kicking problem, guys?
Yeah, it's pretty rough so far.
We've seen a few kickers lose their jobs already. So.
Falcons already signed another kicker on practice squad.
He's better lose that. One guy's gonna lose his job too. Romo.
A rookie. Yeah. We signed a rookie on the practice squad.
It's rough so far.
And now the Rams game,
a lot of block kicks this week.
The block kicks, I can't blame it, but that's that's field goal units. Now I blame that's a unit problem too, because you can't have 2 blocks in the same game, in the same quarter. Like, back-to-back drives, you allow both of them. the whole D line to crash and block the kick.
Yeah, I think the Jets one was the block field goal was just a good play. He was able to, he was able to jump over the line without touching anybody. So I think that was just like a fluke play that player made a good play. But the other ones, like the Rams ones, I don't know if everybody does it where they have their best defensive tackles like lined up on.
They'll do it in the key like the game like that where you need to block it, like where you're trying extra, because I mean really they just went through the middle, like they just kind of like pardon the doors and said, hey, come on through.
They just let Jalen Carter just blow him up.
And Jordan Davis, man, shout out to the big man too. Like, hey, that's
18 miles an hour. Who's moving?
That's a big boy. I wouldn't want to get in the way of that guy. I mean, obviously there's no one in the way, but no, I think the kickers, we have a problem this year, and maybe teams will start doing what the Detroit Lions do and just fucking go for it on fourth down. Obviously if it's like fourth down and like 10, you got to kick it. But if it's like fourth down and 3, maybe just go for it and trust your defense. Well, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys. This is what I've been waiting for. And we were high on them after week 1. We were not high on week 2. CeeDee Lamb's out. Tyler Booker's out. Micah Parsons no longer there, obviously. And they have no defense. They got more holes in that fucking defense than I've seen in the Swiss cheese I have in my refrigerator right now. So, the Dallas Cowboys season, is it over? Is it just done? Like they're not making the playoffs. Let's just pack it in.
I mean, luckily they have an easy few games here. So I mean, I don't think it's completely over. But I mean, Packers, we don't know what Packers we're going to get. Jets, Panthers, Commanders, Broncos, Cardinals, Raiders.
I mean, we saw Caleb Williams struggle the first 2 games, and he came in. They threw a flea flicker that went 10 feet in the air before it even came back to Caleb Williams' hands. Where's the defense?
No, I mean, I agree.
They got rid of their best player.
Yeah, but your corners can. I mean, like I said, your corners can't react to that. Like the ball's way in the air, and you're letting these guys run. It
wasn't even a good flea flicker either.
It was a terrible flea. Like, well, the pitch back was terrible. Now the throw was good to Burden, but the swift pitch was terrible. I don't know. This offense, I don't know. Javonte Williams got the ball snatched from him running down the field. And without CeeDee Lamb, I understand he has Ferguson and Pickens, but Lamb creates space. And I understand that was one game they did against the Bears. I don't know, man. I playing the Packers defense, they're pretty good. Now, the offense we'll talk about later, but that's a tough matchup. It's a very tough matchup with that defense. Micah Parsons is going to be headhunting probably for that quarterback. Not headhunting, but like he's gonna be hitting that quarterback probably.
Oh yeah, he's going after his boy.
Oh yeah, he is. What sucks because his boy wanted him to be there.
Yeah.
I am giving up on the Cowboys though. I think this is a 6 or 7 win team, and I'm not confident in anything that's going on with Dallas at the moment.
Yeah, I don't like the roster they have there. I don't think they can keep up with most of these other teams, above average teams. They're gonna struggle with.
Hate to see it because I mean I have Lamb in Dynasty. Unfortunately, he's on the IR now, but it's not a good look. I like the Cowboys to be good every year because it creates chaos in the playoffs. It creates storylines, it creates excitement for the rest of us to talk. I don't see it. We mentioned the Packers, Chris. Are they overrated?
Hey, Jordan Love was getting it. I mean, big shout out to the Browns defense. If they only had an offense, that team would be pretty scary. I think Browns defense is like top 5 right now. They're up there.
Yeah, they're up there.
They're up there.
They had a bad game against the Ravens, but the the Browns offense didn't give them they shut down Henry, but their offense also didn't help them out by giving them good field position. Like they're just they're off the field too much. So the offense kind of blew it for them in that game too.
No, I mean I agree with you. Fucking what's his name? Matthew Golden. He should have had a touchdown. When it was like on the 10-yard line for Green Bay, and Jordan Love aired it out to him, and he ran to the sideline instead of running upfield. And it was this is my problem, and I'm going to keep harping on it until they finally get the job done. And I talked about this with Doc last night on the phone. He called me, he hit me up. He apologized, and I was like, yeah, just because you have 7 guys in your receiver room doesn't mean you have depth. Those are just average Joes running routes. Like I said to Luke a couple years ago, when the Ravens, he thought they had all these receivers. You had polished shit. It's still shit. Now your receivers now I respect, but you
it's like the Packers. They don't have receivers. They just have guys out there. They're just average Joes. That doesn't mean you have depth. That just means you have guys running routes that are not that good. They need a dominant receiver to free up the field for the other number 2, number 3s. You can't have a bunch of number 2 and 3s on the field. That 2 number 2 doesn't make a number 1. That's not how this math works. And Jordan Love is not the guy. He's not the guy that's going to give you the ball down the field accurately all the time. The interception was terrible. The O-line looks lost. I know they have injuries, but you have an O-lineman telling Jordan to run as loud as he can. He's screaming, "Run, Jordan, run." I understand it's Myles Garrett chasing you, but this offense is disappointing offense. Josh Jacobs doesn't look good. The O-line's terrible. The quarterback, I don't trust. The receivers, they're just a bunch of guys.
Yeah, no, I don't think Jordan Love played a great game, but I also want to put him at fault. I mean, he was getting pressured almost every snap.
I don't think he's looked amazing this year at all. I know he starts off hot in these games against the Commanders, against the Lions, but they've cooled off the second half both games. And he throws balls and these aren't even gunslinger mentality traits anymore. He's just throwing balls 10 yards down the field that are right to the defenders. Now, this time the Browns caught it. The Commanders couldn't catch it, and neither could the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you always get at the Packers. Like, they always have like their ups and downs. Like, they'll have one game where they look like the best team in the NFL, and they have other games where they just kind of shit the bed. I mean, it's just the Packers' experience at this point.
Yeah.
Especially with Jordan Love. Like, he'll have an outstanding game one week, then below average game.
This Sunday night he's going to tear it up. He's probably going to have like 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and everyone's going to come in here on Tuesday, and they're going to tell me to go fuck off and look at Jordan Love. And I'm still going to say it was the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not impressed with Jordan Love until he has to win me over, kind of like what Herbert's doing right now. He needs to be clutch. He needs to be big in the right moments. And I still think they need a dominant receiver. I mean, I thought T. Higgins would have been great for this team. I thought if they would have traded for T. Higgins, it would have been great for them.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to wait 3 more weeks for that because they play Cowboys and they play Bengals. So, you're going to ball out the next 2.
All right, so the next 2 Tuesdays I'm going to be hearing. And then they play the Cardinals defense is actually pretty good. But
what, 3? Because they have a bye week. So they play Cowboys, bye week, and Bengals.
We should talk about them on a bye week.
4 weeks.
Yeah. Well, we're weeks to hear about them because they're on a bye week, thankfully. But I'm just not a fan. I think they're a little overrated. I still think they're a good team, and I think they're a playoff-worthy team. I just don't think the division's there. I don't think they're the favorites in the division no more. I don't think they should be. I think it should be the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Let's move to these young NFL quarterbacks. And obviously the story is C.J. Stroud, Michael Penix, Bo Nix is in a sophomore slump. Drake Mays looked a little better. But let's talk these guys in years like Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, years 3 and below. You can include Cam Ward because he's a rookie. Do we have a quarterback problem with these youngsters, these guys that have only played 3 years or less, that are going to hold their teams potentially back?
I mean, C.J. Stroud, definitely have concerns with him, but I mean, that offensive line is like, I'm going to give him the same benefit of the doubt as Jordan Love. That offensive line is dog shit.
Yeah.
It
looks scared.
That one's not getting better either. That's their starters out there. So
yeah, that is terrible. Michael Penix, I already told y'all I'm not going to judge him until after the season and then going into next season. I mean, this is truly his first year starting.
And this was truly worst game of his career. Of his 6-game career, that was his worst game. He looked terrible.
No, very, very bad. Very bad. Bryce Young, though, looked very good.
They didn't ask him to do a lot. Well, they didn't ask him to do a lot neither against the Falcons.
No, I mean, the defense definitely helped him. He could rely on the defense for that one.
And he used his legs, which was good, though. That's what Bryce Young did that in Alabama. He can move. And if he can get out of the pocket, he can create space. So Bryce Young, I'm up and down on. I'm not a fan of him, but
that's about how he plays too. He plays up and down. Good game,
good
game with him, a bad game.
Yeah, my biggest concern is Bo Nix, though. I mean, there's no reason for him to be struggling.
No, there isn't. I mean, and we talked about it with the Chargers game already. He's just been inconsistent. You know, his first 3 weeks, he has his moments where you're like, damn, man, like, all right, he's gonna be fine. He looks good, and then he has those moments, Luke, where he just becomes flat and his throws aren't there. He's missing guys wide open. And it just doesn't seem like what we expect him to do in year 2 with Sean Payton.
Yeah, I think Caleb Williams is kind of in that same boat as Bo Nix. I know Caleb Williams had a good game against the Cowboys. I think almost everybody's going to have a good game against Cowboys defense. But those first 2 weeks for Caleb Williams were very bad. So,
I mean, I'd say the first half of the Vikings game was good, and then he reverted back to his old
yeah.
self.
Once his script is up, once he
Yeah.
learned out of the scripted plays. I mean, his first drive in pretty much all of the games have been good. And his first 2 drives are usually pretty good, but after that, once you get him in the second quarter and the rest of the game, and it's all script, and he's like slinging the ball everywhere, just way away from everybody.
But the thing with Caleb though is I'm not going to ignore last year, but in a way I'm not going to hold yes, you're going to have 2 years of film over him. And Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. Would you say last year is kind of, you can't judge it as harshly because now it's a new coach, it's a new coaching regime, it's a new playbook, it's a new signal call, or it's a new style of offense essentially for Caleb Williams. Not saying he gets a pass from last year, but year 2 is going to look a little different than year 1 because it's kind of like he's learning a whole new playbook. It's kind of like Baker early on in Cleveland. You had all these new play callers, and I mean, what do you want him to do?
Yeah,
Baker
gets a new play caller every year.
Yeah, you get a new play caller, but he also still got the experience of reading defenses and going.
That's the
out
part
there
I'll give him.
So I mean that. I think the Lions game. I think you literally could have put any quarterback out there, and the Lions still would have dominated that game. They were playing a completely different game because of Ben Johnson. So, I mean, you could put any quarterback out there, and I think they were struggling.
They scored 52 points. I mean, if you score 53 points and have to win, that's asking a lot for any quarterback. It could be Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. That's a lot to overcome for a defense or for an offense.
I mean, when the defense you're going against gets a defensive touchdown and their celebration is running your head coach's offense, they're playing with a different mentality.
But I am a little concerned with the youth at the quarterback position right now. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to label J.J. McCarthy a bust yet. He's only played 2 games. I can't label Penix a bust. I'm not going to label any of these guys a bust. Now, I do like what I'm seeing from Drake May. I think he is getting better. Now, there was a fumble issue, interception he had, but I thought he played a good game against the Patriots, or the Steelers, I mean. And I thought he's been pretty decent in his career. He's showing flashes. Now, he's in a terrible situation, honestly. The Patriots are kind of a lackluster kind of weapons around him. But I like what I'm seeing from May, and I don't know. We're going to see. Penix, though, I know you guys ripped me, and I'm still getting ripped today. I mean, it was bad. I mean, it was terrible. He looked lost, and I kind of see what Jake's saying. He kind of has 2 tendencies so far these first couple games. And if his first read's not there, he does panic a little bit. He doesn't trust his legs to move, and sometimes he makes the wild, erratic throws. But that's where I need to see the progression and the developmental side with him. You have to develop that. You can't. Tua doing that now, that's terrible. Michael Penix doing it in his first true year is completely different than Tua doing it in year 5.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest
concern also got paid too.
Yes.
Yeah, my biggest concerns with Caleb and Penix is that they have the offensive weapons. The offense is there.
They do, and
it's not like these high draft picks that go to shitty ass teams.
Yeah, because the Falcons,
like Cam Ward.
Yeah, exactly like Cam Ward. He could
that team
fall
was
out.
Never gonna that team was not going to be successful this year, no matter what.
Yeah, because the Falcons drafted well before Penix. They got Bijan, they got Pitts, they got Drake London. Those are all the picks the years leading up to Michael Penix. So they were building those weapons before the quarterback. Obviously, they got Kirk Cousins, but whoever the QB was coming forward, they were building for the quarterback in the future. So. And the Bears, same thing. The Bears, they did the job. And now Roman Duzé looks like the number 1, by the way.
Yeah, and the fucking running backs are fucking meh.
Yeah. Let's talk the NFC West, boys. All 4 teams, 2-1 or better. You have 3 2-1 teams, and then you have the 3-0 Niners. Is this the best team in the NFL? Or best division, I'm sorry, in the NFL?
I mean, right now, I would – San Fran's so hard to read. I mean, fucking.
They have injuries, yeah.
They have injuries. The Rams look good. Seattle looks really good.
I'm not a fan of the Cardinals still. I still think the 2-1's a little fraudulent, just a little bit.
No, I was gonna.
Good defense.
Yeah,
I like their defense. Their offense, they don't take shots down the field, and when they do, you got guys drop passes in the end zone.
I think it's between the NFC West or NFC North. are probably two best conferences right now from top to bottom.
Yeah, I guess you could, because I mean, I'm trying to say, like, take the records out, take the records away. Obviously, I understand you have the 2-1 teams, and that's why we're asking it. But I think Seattle's good. I understand. No shot at you, Chris. They play the Saints, and then the Steelers' offense. We don't know what they are yet. And then yes, they played the Niners tough when they were healthy. They played the Niners tough. The defense has been good. The defense is amazing. I don't trust Sam Darnold, but I think Darnold can lead this team to a playoff berth. I just don't trust him in the playoffs. So I think this is a good division. I think, like you said, Luke, NFC North, NFC West. It could be a battle between those two.
Yeah, I mean, the NFC North, I mean, if Carson Wentz started the rest of the year, I would say the Vikings were legitimate. I don't trust JJ.
See a
well, Carson Wentz, you know what you're going to get with Carson Wentz. He's just going to manage the game and let the defense play. I mean, that's
just
the way
like Sam Darnold.
Yeah, it's the way Vikings have been doing it. And I guess, I mean, we haven't seen enough of JJ, obviously, to judge him. But
even Wentz was getting pressure a lot and getting smacked around. I mean, early on he was.
Yeah, he's been in the NFL for a while, so I think he's a little more comfortable sitting back there around pressure. JJ's probably getting a little nervous because at Michigan, he didn't have to worry about getting too much pressure on him because he had a very good offensive line around him and didn't have to throw the ball very, very often.
Well, I did watch today. So the 9 sacks that JJ took, 3 of them, in my opinion, were his fault. One of them, he barely got touched on the back and he slipped. That's a sack. And then the other 2, he literally, the first one he came up too quick, and then the second one he came to the same side when he could have just cut in the middle and probably had a few yards to run. So I would say 3 of the 9 were his fault, where he could have avoided. But some of those, man, he's getting hit as soon as he gets on his back foot, and there's nothing you can do on that. Like, I don't care who you are. There's nothing you can do if you're already getting hit as you're on your third step. So, but let's talk the last topic of the day. We have 6 0-3 teams left, boys. Who is the worst 0-3 team in the NFL right now?
I think it's the Jets. I know they got it close with the Bucks at the end, but it was off that one fluke block field goal, and Baker went and did his thing right after that. So I mean, that defense is okay at best, but I know Justin Fields didn't play this game, and I think they're better off without Fields on the field because Fields had a fluke game against the Steelers where he looked really good, but the week after that he looked terrible. So I know some people have been saying he's Fields' fantasy cheat code. I think the exact opposite. I think he's a fantasy disaster.
Keep him off the field too. I mean, Tyrod, I know he had a good game with Garrett Wilson week 1, and Tyrod Taylor did a good week in week 3, but Garrett Wilson wasn't that good week 2 until Tyrod Taylor came in. So I'll take Tyrod Taylor with Garrett Wilson. I'm going to go to the Tennessee Titans. I think they're the worst team in football right now. I understand they have a rookie quarterback. They have a lot of receivers dropping passes. The run game's not there. The defense is kind of letting up now. I just don't think Tennessee Titans are there. I don't think they're the best team in the NFL. I think any of these other 5 0-3 teams, I think they can all beat the Titans. Not saying confidently, but I think they are just the worst team, and they have a long ways to go. It's just unfortunate. It's what happens. That's why you had the first pick last year. You're not competing right away. So I now have the Titans as the worst team.
We'll find out at the end of the season because the Saints play the Titans. So
the battle, though, and whatever, and then
battle.
It might be a battle for the first overall pick.
It could be.
I hope so.
That's the game we want to lose then.
But the Titans would probably use that and trade back to get one of these guys to get the quarterback because they don't obviously got Cam Ward, so they can get draft capital.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Well, Chris, who's your worst team?
I'm gonna have to go. I mean, the Jets have players. Miami has players. I think I'd have to go Tennessee just because they don't have that players. It's it was a toss up between Tennessee and the Saints, to be honest. The Saints they played competitive first 2 weeks, but Seattle just fucking changed my mind.
It's hard playing. I mean, a bad team, no offense, going to Seattle, that's tough. It's a tough place to play.
I mean, yeah, but fucking.
It's okay. Saints they're gonna win this week.
They are gonna win this week.
Yeah, I expect to see one of your 2 names on the Saints side next week when we're
getting a Cleveland Packers game.
Oh yeah. In Buffalo. Remember that Packers Browns game was in Cleveland, so the Browns had the home field.
Hey, any given Sunday.
I will agree, any given Sunday. But I'm telling you right now, I hate the Saints, and I feel bad for what I think is going to happen. Like I don't even wish that upon you, Chris. I don't.
I don't know who the fuck the Bills' backup is, but he's going to get reps.
Trubisky, isn't it?
Yeah, Trubisky.
Well, he could start the game. He could start the game.
He's been in the playoffs twice. He knows how to get there.
Yeah, he could start the game.
He's been in that system for a few years. But guys, great episode, man. And tomorrow we have some big games. I think we're gonna try and maybe do 2 episodes tomorrow. I think we're gonna try and record a college one, just maybe a few one. Unless we just want to combine it, make it one massive episode. I mean, we can figure that out later. But college football's got big games this week. NFL's got big games this week. It's gonna be a big preview night. However, we decide to slice and dice this. So be ready, boys. It's a big weekend of football this weekend.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest college weekend so far.
Yeah, you have Penn State, Oregon.
College game day.
We have Georgia, Alabama, and Georgia. We have
LSU, Ole Miss.
Yeah, LSU, Ole Miss.
Yeah, bet the over.
Yeah, I saw someone said bet the over.
Bet the over. Lane says bet the over. Also, Lane's over there doing what he does in his press conferences. Bitching. Oh, how come we didn't get 3:30 or night game? You played at night 2 years ago, actually, in Ole Miss. Just throwing that out there against LSU, and then the year before that. Not even that. He's throwing shots about the transfer portal.
I mean, let's just be honest. What's the bigger night game, Georgia, Alabama, or LSU, Ole Miss? Let's just take biases out of it. Take being a fan. What's the bigger game, in Ole Miss at night or in Georgia with Georgia, Bama?
It's still Georgia, Bama.
Okay, like come on, let's call it what it is, man.
Yeah, don't fucking cry about it.
He's crying like him and Dabo piss me off right now. They're annoying.
Also, we got fucking playing at Ole Miss this year, and then some reason the SEC made us play at Ole Miss next year also.
You got to restart the schedule. Well, you got to start the schedule, yeah.
They could have reset the schedule with us playing at home then next year. We're playing at Ole Miss this year.
I wonder that you sent us that picture. I know we play Florida next year. Did they make us go to the swamp next year? No, it's in Texas is hosting Florida next year.
So
for
real?
Traditionally, that's how it's supposed to be. We hosted Florida last year, go to Florida this year, host them next year.
Just the way it worked. It's where the cards fell.
Hey, we can't say Texas got easy SEC schedule next year. I think
it'll be a 3:30 game again. In fucking Oxford, Mississippi.
Oh, but no, can't wait for football this week, boys. Hopefully we get Jake here tomorrow. I know we had internet problems with it. Chris, I'm just telling you right now, you took a tough week in pick'ems. You went 7-9. Money line.
It was tough.
So
with a lot of upsets. I'm trying to be like Dez on College Game Day because he always picks upsets.
Dez gets him a lot though. He's got quite a few.
But no, guys, great episode. I'm Mark Davis. That's Luke Rule. That's Chris Gemeinhart. This is All About the Balls podcast. We'll see you guys next time with our NFL Pick'ems. Thank you for checking out another episode of All About the Balls podcast. We want to thank all of our listeners and supporters of the Sack House. You can listen to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at the Sack House.